Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one runs out of time, back with Matt, the mortgage guy. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, Mike. How you doing?
I'm doing well. So let's talk about what is quickly becoming a very, very, very popular mortgage product. Let's make sure people understand what it is, understand why it's beneficial. Talk about it being whether it's fixed or ARM, because you know how I feel about ARMs. And that is something called the 2-1 buy down. What the hell is it? Why is it so popular? What do you got?
Right. So the 2-1 buy down, temporary buy down, whatever term it's given, is wildly popular, and we're in a market where it works. This is a buy down that can only be seller funded. As a buyer, you can't choose to pay for this. It has to be a seller subsidy. So first and foremost, when it's somebody else's money, that's always a good thing. But for buyers who are buying conventional FHA, VA, you can use it on all these loans. It's got to be a primary purchase. So this can't be for investors. Sorry, investors. This is it's only for primary purchases. What it essentially is, and it's pretty simple. I've got 2 or 3 videos up on YouTube. My latest one yesterday, I showed people how it's going to be disclosed because it's not clear. But for whatever reason, they have to disclose it. It looks like a 30-year fixed. And then I also showed people what it's going to look like after you close, and how it's going to show up on your mortgage statement. So check out Matt the Mortgage Guy on YouTube, latest video on the 2-1 buy downs, explained. If the 30-year fix for your scenario is 6.99%, you're able to get a seller subsidy that gives you the equivalent of 499 for the first year, 599 for the second year, and then years 3 through 30, you revert back to 6.99% and it's fixed, right? So it's essentially a 30-year fixed with a discount in your payment in years 1 and 2. And I say discount to your payment because I literally talk to the heads of compliance at lenders to ask them, why in the heck does it just show 699 on the closing disclosure? And they said, well, it's not really that they're getting a 4.99 and a 5.99. The seller's putting money in escrow, which is saving them $450 a month in year 1 and $225 a month in year 2. And so for compliance purposes, like, they just choose to not show it, right?
Yeah.
And
So let me
go
say
ahead.
it. Let me say this simply for folks watching this. This is what I think's happening. So let's just say your fully burdened payment is $2,000. What happens at closing is the seller will escrow, let's say, 10,000 bucks. In year 1, the seller is going to pay $400 of your mortgage payment. And again, I'm using round numbers so people get the story. They will give you 400. They will basically pay $400 of your mortgage payment for the first 12 months. Then in year 2 or payment 13, they're only going to pay $200 of your mortgage payment. And then at month 25 or the start of year 3, you're going to pay your full $2,000 payment. And again, those are just rough numbers to get the story going. Is that fair?
That's exactly right. And that's the thing too, is that, unlike an ARM, which I know anybody who's risk averse, you're not a big fan of it. We don't know what's going to happen. You get into a 5% ARM that has 6% of runway. This thing could be 11%. You could be in a nasty looking mortgage.
Absolutely.
This product, we literally just closed on one this week where, somebody might go out and pay a point to get a 6.5% interest rate, or might even be more, today. In this case, for this buyer, they've got 4.5%, 5.5%, and then 6.5% for years 3 through 30. That is the max. It's never going to go higher than 6.5%. And I don't want to sell anybody the dream that rates will go down to 4.99. We'll refinance you into 30-year fixed. But if it does, if rates do come down, you refinance out of this product. One of the coolest caveats is that money that's sitting in escrow, the seller gave you the subsidy. In your example, it's $10,000. If you're only in that loan for 10 months and you've got $5,600 left in that escrow account, that comes back to you as the buyer. So you pay points, or you get a seller credit and you pay points on a permanent buy down, they're gone. It's a sunk cost. It's gone. This money actually sits in escrow, and that's how it shows up on the statement. So in my video, I go through, it's going to look like it would if you had a 30-year fixed at the highest rate, at the qualifying rate. the 6.5%. And so your statement reads principal, interest, taxes, insurance, $2,500, and then an escrow credit of 417 or whatever that number is. And here's your total amount due. And it will do that every month for the first year. And then the subsidy is less in the second year. And the name 2-1 buy down, for people that haven't figured it out, 2% lower in year 1, 1% lower in year 2. The seller is basically subsidizing your payments to give you a little bit of a ramp up feature. Real life scenario, real numbers. Somebody bought for $340, they put 20% down. $2,127 would be principal, interest, tax, and insurance all in at 6.5%. $1,786 in year 1, $1,953 in year 2, and then $2,127 years 3 through 30.
So folks, if you're interested in a 2-1 buy down, I recommend Matt the Mortgage Guy. He can walk you through it. Again, it is a fixed rate loan. It is only available currently for owner occs. And again, if you happen to refi out or sell the property in under 2 years, it is money back to you because it is escrowed monies. How would somebody reach out?
Go to greatmortgagebroker.com, fill out the form. Me and my team will be in touch. I literally have my team right now working on a slide deck. I'm going to do a webinar. I'm going to invite realtor partners. I'm going to invite consumers. So check out Matt the Mortgage Guy on YouTube, Instagram, wherever. You'll get announcements like this where I'm trying to train people in mass, right? Like, we can go over your specific scenario. If you're a client of ours, we've got an application, and talk about different price points if you want an overview of it. I love to do this stuff. What I told my team is, whatever platform we're going to use to do the webinar, like in 30 minutes, I can explain it. Let's spend a full 30 minutes on Q&A, because then you can ask me, oh, what about this scenario? What about that? And if you're working with a great lender and you've got a great realtor, credits are available. So you work together to know how to structure an offer. And you say, if I get in contract at 325, I know what subsidy to ask for. I know how to structure this for a mortgage that makes sense. And that's what's going on with almost all my buyers right now. We're being proactive and we're playing offense, trying to find something that works for them. And the seller's got to play by our rules. We're in that type of market in a lot of markets. So it's great. It's opportunity all around us.
Awesome. Thank you for all you do. Amazing. Have fun.
All right. Thanks, Mike.